Hello, beautiful people.
Hi, everybody. So nice to see you guys. I hope you guys are feeling amazing because we are feeling incredibly awesome. How's everybody doing? Coach Kathy, Merlin, Laura, Isisra. So nice to connect with you all. So, our intention today, Saman and I, we were just saging the house. I was bringing out my bowls. And I said to Saman, I said, my intention today is to connect with my soul family. What's your intention? Literally, I feel like it has been so long since we just connected.
My intention is to connect you all with the Pleiadian energy, which we've been channeling for the past few days, and you might feel that vibration. Like you might feel that lightness, you might feel that joy, that inner child playfulness come through, and that's because we're bringing in those energies.
And may I add ungroundedness? Because you know what? The Pleiadians are a very high frequency. As you guys know, they are anywhere from 4D to 9D beings of the light. And for the past 2 weeks, because they've been preparing us for this transmission, for this message to share with you all, they've been so close to us. They've literally been around in our auras. They're working with us at night. And this is actually, we're going to get into the story of it all, the nitty gritties of it all, but it's magical how all of this started and how we even started connecting with the Pleiadians in the first place.
And while we're connecting with the Pleiadians, astrologically, we're going through one of the most intense periods of the year with this solar eclipse, right? You even made a video about
my God,
the
it's
intensity.
so intense these days. Yeah. And guess what? So basically, I feel like the Pleiadians are really coming in right now because this is the year. So you know how in 2020, the world went through a mini awakening. So that was the first layer. There's so many layers. There's World Trade Center, and then there's so many layers. But let's just go back to Pleiadians had a milestone that when this happens in 2020, we're going to come in with certain energies, and we're going to give certain people some frequencies and work with some frequencies for 2 or 3 years, and then we'll come in with the next set of frequencies. And why do you think we called it the solar flash? Because the download that we got from the Pleiadians is directly connected to the solar flash and giving us another grand piece of the puzzle that you guys are going to love. Yes, it's so freaking intense. All right, guys. So that's why I brought my bowl out. Let's start. Today, my intention is to connect with you all, for us to leave just feeling so blissed out. So this bowl, this clear quartz bowl, wanted to come out. We're going to harmonize the field. And I would like to ask all NEMS members, New Earth Mystery School members, to run your Maharic shields right now. At the start of every transmission, it would be great for you guys to run your Maharic shields, because that'll really, really, really strengthen the connection for all of us with the higher realms, as well as connect us deep into Mother Earth and give us that extra layer of protection.
And run them for others in the audience who are not aware of it.
Yes. All right, so let's just start to arrive. First of all, welcome, soul family. Just start to arrive to this family of light celebration of kindred souls. Start to take deep breaths in and out. Let's do that again. Deep breath in, holding for a second, and let it go. Let's do it one more time with a sigh. Deep breath in and let it out. Now tuning inward to your heartbeat. Letting go of all thought, letting go of all mind. And fully arriving in your body for this experience right here, right now. This celebration, this gathering of soul family. As we all gather here, convene here to come in, to feel these Pleiadian frequencies, to receive these beautiful messages from the other side of the veil, to receive all the energetic and spiritual attunements and alignments to help us along the path, to help us thrive in these energies. Allowing your field to settle, mental body settling now, emotional body settling now, nervous system settling now. Digestive system relaxing now. Beautiful. All right. Beautiful. Welcome back, everybody. Take your time. And let's keep this container stable. Let's keep this frequency for the remainder of this message and perhaps remainder of the day, remainder of the week.
That was very grounding, actually. It brought me fully into
Good.
my body.
I feel like we all needed that.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Do you want to do anything about these?
I don't know.
Open the door or no?
Them. No, they might be more
Okay.
that.
So, Pleiadians, how many of you have had a direct experience of their frequency? How many of you have actually interacted with them? You are so welcome, beautiful people. You are so, so welcome. So for Siman and me, as many of you know, we met 11 years ago. For those of you who don't know our story, I was married.
It's been 11 years already?
11 years.
Holy
Feels
shit.
like several lifetimes. He was married, I was married.
Seems
we
like
met.
yesterday.
And oh my God, all the fireworks went off. We avoided each other for 6 months. And finally we said, we have to meet. Something crazy is happening. The pull was so strong. It made no logical reason for us to meet up. And we met and we continued resisting. And finally we realized that, oh my God, there's something pulling us together.
And we were both married.
We were both married. And I remember our first kiss was December 31st, 11 years ago. And it just happened after like 6 months of avoiding each other. And that day, it was love. Like, it wasn't like I like you or let's go out. It was like, I love you.
It felt like a soul activation, like our soul contract activated with that kiss.
Yes.
And literally, our meeting changed our entire life. Like, after our meeting, it was like miracle after miracle. We had some crazy experiences in the beginning. We used to share in our old YouTube videos.
In fact, everything about our meeting, like even from the very first meeting, even though we were asleep, it felt like our guides were constantly with us. Yeshua was constantly with us. Isis came in later, but initially it felt like Yeshua, our guides, and we didn't even know who these people were. We just thought, okay,
Metatron came
these
in
are
very
angels.
strongly, and I remember that in the early days when we met, I was a shaman. I used to hold mushroom medicine ceremonies in our home. And we started having the most powerful spiritual experiences you can ever imagine. Like, I've had experiences with Metatron in my body for 8 hours straight at night. And I remember giving EldoRa healing that kind of like accelerated her through the ages. And it gave her like years of healing in like that 8-hour period. And it felt like a accelerated chamber of light. And that also brings me to the point that the Pleaidians are mentioning. This is like, there's a connection happening. So I'm like channeling a different source right now. The Pleaidians are also reminding us that we are in accelerated chambers of light based on our vibration. So many light workers, and our intention was to channel as much of the information from the Pleaidians live, rather than have a pre-decided agenda. And this is working out very well because what they're telling me is very interesting. So they're saying right now, because of the acceleration on Earth, the light workers who are in a positive vibration, meaning they are working on themselves, those light workers have been placed in quantum acceleration chambers, which means we're separated from normal time. We're separated from 3D time. It's almost like society is running at this pace in this direction, and we're running in a slower pace in the opposite direction. And it's not upstream, it's downstream. We're all being pulled towards our heart. We're all being pulled towards harmony. We're all being pulled towards that craving of family. And I was shown earlier that every single light worker on Earth is craving family right now. We're all feeling alone and deserted. And I'll get to that point. But the quantum acceleration chambers are kind of like they help us evolve according to a different time frame. They help us evolve according to a galactic time frame. So these chambers that have been put around our auras, for the light workers who are on their path to ascension, they separate us from 3D time, from Earth time, and they help us evolve at a more rapid pace. When I was wondering that, my guides chimed in and said, your physical clock, your body's clock is moving at a faster rate as compared to Earth than it used to, because these quantum acceleration chambers are connecting our bodies to the galactic clock. And we're now the light workers, the first wavers, the ones who are here to ascend in the first wave. This is you and me. Like, if you guys are tuning into this message, then you are the first wavers. And it's our job to accelerate humanity. It's our job to merge with the future timelines. And how do we merge with the future timeline? We literally keep visualizing what it is we're going after. We keep visualizing the future version of you that is more evolved, and you bring that version of you and you merge that with your current version. So you can do that as a simple exercise. Just close your eyes and just place your hand on your heart. And just take a deep breath and connect with your heart. And imagine a future version of you. It could be 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. But this future version of you has achieved many of the goals that you're aspiring towards. It could be that this future version of you is in a beautiful, loving relationship that you're looking for. That future version of you could be the owner of a beautiful mansion on the beach and earning an income where you've retired.
This version of you could be one that has achieved peace and balance in all walks of your life, is living in a loving relationship where all these initial ego struggles and harmonizations are behind you. Do you see that version in your inner eye? So when you start to see this version in your inner eye, it literally means that this version is being shown to you, because that is who you are walking towards, and that is the frequency that you are drawing towards you.
Exactly.
So in other words, this frequency or this higher self is magnetizing you through your inner vision to your higher self. And there are many such mergers that happen on the path. This is just one of many.
And this is exactly how these quantum acceleration chambers work. They're constantly working with our intentions. And when our intention is to focus on our ascension and to drop bad habits and addictions and to improve our behavioral patterns, to be more peaceful, to be more loving, to be more harmonized with others, to be the higher version of ourselves who balances self-love with how much we give to others, then this is how we accelerate and merge with that version of ourselves. So just know that you're not on Earth time anymore. You're in a completely different operating system.
Beautiful, guys. All right. So welcome, everybody. This message is about the Pleiadians. I love that we have connected. The field seems very stable and calm today. So let's get started. When did we first connect with the Pleiadians? So when we first had our awakening, going back to our story, we had magical, like ever since we met, we had magical. Our awakening was extremely magical. We got lots of activations. We were told very early on that we are community leaders. We are pillars for this ascension. And back in the day, we had no idea what any of this meant. And like clockwork, we've just been following our guidance from back, like from for the 11 years. If we've done one thing consistently, it's following our guidance. And our guidance has never failed us. It has brought us to a today where everything we've been shown has been prophesized. We have become community leaders. We have 50 to 70,000 people following us. Everything that we couldn't dream of or think of as imaginable. And why is this community even magnetizing to us? Because our internal psychic abilities and all of these multidimensional abilities are activating. Not just that, we're finding that those who are coming to our events and who are around us are also getting activated very fast, which means a domino effect is happening. And the Pleiadians are telling me right now that just like they are helping they're working very closely with certain community leaders on planet Earth, certain people from the Galactic Federation, certain people from the heritage, from the lineage, the bloodlines of Jesus, even they're saying, who are incarnate on planet Earth. Many of they might not be showing themselves publicly, but a lot of people are on Earth, and the Pleiadians have been working with them for the last 225,000 years, ever since the age of Pisces, all the way for the age of Aquarius to even start. So the Pleiadians are us and we are them, meaning we're very connected, very, very deeply with the Pleiadians, because many of us are Pleiadian. Many of us are their direct soul family. We'll get into all of that in a second. But Siman, in my meeting, triggered many things. And our first interaction with the Pleiadians was a long time ago. It was nothing major. Because in our medicine ceremonies, in our mushroom ceremonies, it was mainly Metatron that used to come in. So anyway, our first direct interaction with the Pleiadian was actually in 2021. We were in Costa Rica, and we were having a very powerful retreat, a shift into 5D retreat. And I remember Isis, Ascended Master Isis, came in very strongly, very powerfully. That was the first time we ever met her. And she introduced herself to us as a 9th dimensional Pleiadian archangel being. She literally said, I'm Isis. And we knew of Isis, but we had never ever met her enormous presence in real time. So Isis came in Costa Rica, and she said to me, she said, EldoRa, I'm here to train you. You are one of my high priestesses from my mystery school, just like many of you watching, many of you tuning in. We've all been together in Egypt. We've all done this work. So basically, Isis said, you've now reached a point in your ascension, in your evolution, far from ascension, evolution. This was 2021, February, literally not that long ago. She said, now we have to start training you on Tantra. We have to start training you on the ways of the Pleiadian ways of how to activate your light circuitry to move forward in this ascension path, to move forward in this path. And it doesn't get easier. It only gets more.
The terminology they use is the Ka and the Ba light bodies. And that's what they were teaching us how to activate with the active Tantra. And we've been on this, we've been under Isis mentorship since we met her in April of 2021.
But I do want to say that when she came in, I had a lot of sexual blocks, guys. And this is why this is very huge, important. Yeah. It was huge for me. I was in a 20-year marriage before that I hated having sex. For me, sex was like the biggest chore. And I know many of you can relate to this. Society, religion, culture just programs us to believe that sex is a chore, like even religion. There's so many
especially the cultures
to health,
we come
right?
from, like in South Asia, they taboo sex.
And there's so much like negative programming about sex, and that's what the Matrix is all about. That when Isis came in and she says, I'm going to start training you on sex, and I'm like, oh my God, fuck my luck. Like this is the last thing I want training in, because I had so much resistance to, you know, doing all of some of these practices. And the most important practice in a sacred, loving relationship is to explore sexuality without any weight, any restriction, any burden, any inhibitions, to completely realize that. She literally said to me, Isis, this was one of the first things she said. She said, you have access to eternal youth. You have access to a fountain of youth. And when she said you, she means every single one of you, every single one of us that's in loving relationships. Because what happens, and Isis taught us this in 2021, this was directly when she started giving us the curriculum, literally, of our mystery school.
And it was also your initiation into the Sisterhood of the Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In Costa Rica. So what Isis said was, she said, first of all of these inhibitions about sex have to go. She said, semen contains magical properties that if only humans knew how magical semen was when ingested. And I said, okay, Isis, I'm sorry, I cannot work with you. There's no freaking way I can work with you, because you're too intense. Like, there's no way. And Isis, even though she's so intense, she was intense. She was so loving, so patient, and so understanding with me, because she explained to me that people on Earth, why do they have all of these blocks around sex? Many, many, many women do, and even men. It's because it's not about not having sex, but it's about having sex with a different frame of mind. Like, let's get it done, versus let's always be. Siman and I right now, we're always in a state, you know, that Garden of Eden Kama Sutra timelines, where you're always enjoying each other. You're always in this state of orgasmic bliss. You're always in the state of connection and flow, and your Kundalini energy being harvested. We're literally in that energy so much now, and all thanks to Isis. So Isis was the first Pleiadian who ever made herself physically aware to us, and started training us very, very, very closely on tantric sex and getting rid of all of these inhibitions. And
while we were doing that, we were also doing a lot of healings and getting healings from the higher realms for removing sexual implants.
Yes.
There were many implants that were just related to sex. Like, there was one kind of doorknob looking metallic implant stuck in her throat, and that was causing her, it was causing the stuck belief system that she cannot ingest semen. And after that was removed, that block was gone.
And literally, guys, this is one thing for all of you who are in loving relationships. You can't fake it. Meaning, if you're not in a loving relationship, it's not like you can go and pay someone to do these practices. That's the thing. Love, attraction, respect towards between two people creates a chemical and a biological a reaction within you that causes something so powerful, especially if you're both emanating Christ consciousness frequencies, or you're on your path where you're accessing more and more of these 5D Christ consciousness frequencies. It's a game changer. So they taught us all of this, and they said to us that we're going to now work on implant removals, removing all of your implants that are causing you to not explore your sexuality and your sensuality. And guys, honestly, my life has changed in the last 2 years. So what we found is, and this is something that Isis is directly telling many of you who are ready to start practicing some of these things, is to explore your sexuality and sensuality and focus on love, respect, and your foundation. Like if there's something left unsaid and undone, and these are all Pleiadian teachings coming through, and we haven't even gone to the solar flesh yet. We have a lot of juicy tips to share with you, and we're just going to do this live.
Yeah, one main tip that we left with, and we won't be teaching the techniques, obviously it's not appropriate for YouTube, but unking, the practice of unking, that's when both men and women can practice this. When you orgasm, you actually get your sexual energy to move up. And you can do this by, you don't have to do it spur of the moment. You can do this by setting the intention beforehand that tell your higher self, when I orgasm, bring this energy up through my root, up through my spinal column, through all my chakras, interwoven out of your skull, out of your crown chakra, and bring it back into your chest. And there's different ways of circulating it. Some people circulate it from the back and bring it like this. Some people circulate it out of the head. There's no right or wrong way.
It's basically this enormous energy. And as you practice it more and more, what happens is this enormous energy starts to just gush out from your crown and come in the front, and it creates this sacred geometry around you.
It creates a torus.
A torus around you that pretty much makes you invincible, like your creator, your manifestation powers.
You become a manifestation magnet. And that's why that's the term sex magic. That's where it comes from, because whatever you visualize in that moment when you're unking and visualizing, like you're visualizing your youth, your best health, your wealth, all of that, you magnetize that, because when you're orgasming, you're tapping into the most powerful creation energy of the universe. Orgasm is the same energy through which stars explode and universes are birthed. So when we're in that state, it's a very powerful manifestation magnet.
Yes. So she started teaching us all of this. Let's see where we want to go with this. And that's when, and then she said to us that by practicing all of these things, you're once again getting back into the mystery school teachings of the Sisterhood of the Rose and the ancient teachings that we have left behind in Lemuria and Atlantis, and we're bringing back to planet Earth. So then basically what has happened for us in the last 2 years, another tip she gave us was, again, she's going back to semen, but she's also talking about women. Do you guys know, do you women know that when you orgasm, and when you're in a loving relationship, and when you're really, really in a relationship where you can trust and let go and feel appreciated and held like the divine goddess and the divine being, the divine angelic inner child, Christed inner child that you are, do you know what happens? When you orgasm, what happens is an energetic fountain of youth springs from your yoni, when you are, from your private parts, from your orchid, whatever you want to call her, your yoni literally gives out this energy. And when your loving partner ingests this liquid, or this, it's an energetic liquid. It's an elixir. It's basically called the fountain of youth. So Isis taught us all of this. And 2 years later, guys, I'm not even joking, we have experienced reverse aging. We have experienced, like, if you go back and look at my videos from 2 years ago, I was nothing like what I look today. I literally feel like, I feel like, and I'm constantly in this state where I'm reverse aging, and it's magical. So what the Pleiadians are giving us a framework of is right now, why are we doing all of this? Why is our light circuitry coming on? Why do we have to get back these ancient practices? What is really going on? So we can either start with who are the Pleiadians, or we can start with the solar flash message.
Well,
where do you want to
go?
I
like continuity.
Fine,
so
go for it.
Just basically with these tantric practices, they are very relevant right now, because this is known as ascension through the Hyros Gamos union. That's when you're in a loving relationship and you're both setting the intention to come together in sexual union in order to ascend.
Right.
And it can't be just like a
casual thing.
Yeah, it can't be a casual relationship. The foundation has to be love, surrender, and trust. And through these activations, through these tantric activations, our 6D light circuitry is coming online. And that's what the Pleiadians call the Ka light body, the Ka light circuitry. And there are 16 specific Ka light channels or points on our body, and they coincide with the meridian points of the body. And the Pleiadians have said that we don't even want to disclose the location of these Ka channels in a public forum, because let's say if I told you the Ka channel is here, which is not. Let's say if I said it was here and it was actually there and you brought your attention there, you would actually feel like your shit's coming up, because just by bringing your awareness to the Ka channel brings so much of your trauma, so much of your resistance, so many ancient debris that you need to let go of, that you may need a facilitator, you may need a healer. So they're saying these kind of activations have to be done in a sacred container. They have to be done in a group setting where you have a safe space, where you have a facilitator who's gone through all the steps and knows what they're doing. So we will actually announce this a bit later on, but we have a Ka light circuitry event coming up. It is on May 5th, 2023, and it's going to be extremely powerful. This is where we bring in the Pleiadians and we do a group facilitation to help activate your Ka light circuitry.
And this is only going to be part 1, we were just told. So we announced it saying this is the event, but now they're saying the 5-5 portal. Let's go back to the 5-5 portal. The 5-5 portal is a double Stargate portal, and it's a Pleiadian gateway. The 11-11 portal is also a Pleiadian gateway. So what they're telling us is that they're going to start giving humanity the first level of the Ka light circuitry set up, so that between 5-5 and 11-11 this year, you're going to start getting all of your upgrades to your light body to even sustain this light body activation. Emotional triggers, a lot of ego harmonization. It's a step-by-step process, but it's how exciting is this, guys? How exciting is this? Seriously, that the Pleiadians are coming in. Let's even talk about why are the Pleiadians helping us right now. Let's just go back a little bit. Why are the Pleiadians even coming in with all of this right now? So this is the message we want to bring your attention to. The Pleiadians literally said 2 weeks ago, we were contacted by the Pleiadians, and they said, we want to start channeling a YouTube video through you. We want to start channeling an activation through you for the 5-5 portal. We said that would be amazing. And now we've got the full download so we can share with you. And we've kind of assembled all of it. Basically, what they're saying is that many of you are new to ascension. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with this term called ascension. What is ascension? Ascension of a entire planet right now is being attempted with planet Earth, and we're at a very, very good stage of the ascension, meaning we're all just waiting, saying something big is about to happen. So what's happening on planet Earth is when the consciousness of a planet reaches a certain threshold called the compression breakthrough.
Yes.
Compression breakthrough, what happens is it creates a pulse that is sent to the sun, our sun, that then creates a pulse that is sent to the great galactic sun. And once the great galactic sun receives that confirmation that the vibration, the frequency, the consciousness on a planet has reached a certain phase, a certain stage, and compression breakthrough has been achieved, then what happens is it triggers something called the event or the great solar flash. Now, many people, many channelers, many hypnotherapists talk about this. And Siman and I have been shown many visions about this. Today's vision, or the Pleiadians' message, today's message was specific. What they said to us was this. They said in about 5 to 7 to 10 years, they never give us times, but this is our interpretation of the download they gave us, that in 5 to 7 to 10 years, even though we think it's more 7 to 10 years, by the end of this decade, like 2032-ish, they're saying the whole scenery of Earth is about to change. And that is because compression breakthrough will be achieved in, let's say, 7 to 10 years. And that will trigger this enormous energy to be coming into planet Earth, which we all know as the solar flash, the great event, the solar flash. And this one flash will pretty much up level the entire universe, not just planet Earth. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about the solar flash?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll get into why are the P's even talking about the solar flash right now?
Yeah. So we've spoken about the solar flash a couple times, but a lot of people have joined our channel recently. So wanted to recap that. What is the solar flash? How does it work? And what do we need to know about it? So the solar flash has been prophesized in many, many ancient cultures. It's been prophesized as an event, a major event that takes place on Earth when humanity reaches a certain consciousness checkpoint. When we reach this checkpoint, the great central sun of this universe sends a pulse out into the entire universe. And this pulse upshifts the entire reality up one octave. Like if you speak musically, we're going to go up in the harmonic frequency one octave, the whole of reality. So if we're in 3D, we'll jump 4D and go into 5D. But that doesn't mean we'll take a shortcut. It's just going to accelerate everything. We still have to go through all the motions, through all the actions. But what is really happening is the solar flash indicates that the universe's cosmic clock is resetting.
Right.
And why is the cosmic clock of the universe resetting? Because the universe has recently completed a 225 billion year cycle. So
1,000 or billion?
Billion.
Billion
I'm
years?
talking about the universe now. So there's many cycles happening. That's why EldoRa mentioned 1,000. Which is known as the precession of the equinox. So if you look at just our solar system, planet Earth's sun and the planets, we actually are in relation to the Pleiades. Our sun and the Pleiades are actually cousins. And there are several star systems, about 8 or 9 star systems, leading up to the central star of the Pleiades, known as Alcyone, which is in our spiral galaxy. So our solar system has completed one 25,000 year cycle. Then the star Alcyone, which is Pleiades' central star or central sun, that has also completed a 225,000 year spin around the galaxy. So galactic cycle has completed. On top of that, the whole galaxy has completed a cycle around the universe, which is the 225 billion cycle. And these are all approximate time frames. These are just huge time frames. Just to give you an idea of what's happening. So the cosmic clock is resetting. And what this indicates is that Prime Creator has decreed that in the new age that's coming, we will no longer be learning from duality. So what this pulse, the solar flash, when it's sent out, what will happen is it will be sent out from the great central sun to the Earth, and the upshifting of frequency on Earth will happen so quickly that anything that's vibrating in the lower harmonics, meaning if there's still any reptilians that are trapped underground, or there are any humans that are still vibrating in hatred or revenge or anger, all their shit's going to come up. The vibrational frequency will be so high on Earth that they will no longer be able to withstand or be a match for this frequency. So what this will actually mean is that one day you could be going about your business, you could be going grocery shopping, or you could be playing in the park with your kids, and you suddenly see a rainbow cloud appear from out of nowhere from the horizon. And when you see this rainbow cloud, this is what's been described to as the solar flash. This rainbow cloud will literally envelop our entire planet from one direction to another, and it'll pass through each and every one of us. It is recommended at that time that you go inside, take your children and family inside closed doors, and where you're safe. So because many people outside they'll be a bit woozy, they'll be a bit chaotic, because if you're a light worker, you'll be able to handle it very well.
In fact, what the Pleiadians are actually saying is that just like the Pleiadians are helping us now, this is actually coming in very clearly that you guys, many of you light workers, are being prepared for the solar flash, because your assignments are actually going to start around that time. And what does that mean? That means that by then you'll be in a situation, just like right now, we are Earth guides to you. By then you will be Earth guides to humanity. And what I mean by that is that the Pleiadians are giving us and many other pockets of people on planet Earth. I'm not sure of who else, but I'm sure that they're broadcasting these frequencies to other people as well. We in turn are broadcasting these frequencies to you. So what they said to us is that in the great solar flash, every single one of you has a role to play as a light worker. You have a role to play to bring your gifts, to bring your balance, to bring your composure, to really help everybody get through what is coming to Earth. And what they said really was that they said, listen, if you have 7 to 10 years, guys, listen, this is really the meat and potatoes of what they said. They said, if you have 7 to 10 years, what do you guys need to do in the next 7 to 10 years? What's your curriculum? They literally gave us curriculum. Let me see if I can pull that up. They literally said, you have curriculum before the solar flash. And they also talked about Jesus. Before we give you the curriculum, they also talked about Jesus. You want to tell them about that?
So, okay, I'm just deciding where to start because it's such a long story that goes back 225,000 years ago. So I'll go back 225,000 years ago, but we'll do it very quickly. So the Pleiadians first came to Earth 225,000 years ago. That was a time when humanity was still in its infancy. We did not have the high technology that we did in the golden days of Atlantis, which was 50,000 years ago. It was more of a tribal kind of like in harmony with nature kind of living. And that was the time of Lemuria. That was when humanity on a conscious level had reached the age of a 14-year-old girl, which means we were highly intuitive. We were highly in touch with our feelings, but we had not activated our fuck you. We had not activated our divine masculine. So if like aggressive species comes to Earth and threatens us around, then we're very susceptible.
So that's the kind of society. Teenage girl. So our consciousness was like that of a teenage girl who couldn't defend herself, but was very sweet and too angelic. So too much into the love and the light.
Yeah. So what happened over the years? So the Pleiadians came to Earth. They wanted to assist humanity. They saw the potential for humanity to ascend after a lot of lessons. They could see that we have a lot to learn, but they had themselves been helped by the Syrians. The Syrians are also a very powerful, benevolent species. They're feline, dolphin, and many intergalactic species combined in that live in the star system of Sirius A, B, and C. And the Syrians have already completed a galactic cycle. So they're billions of years evolved. Pleiadians are millions of years evolved. So in a simplistic model, you can say that Syrians are the grandparents, the Pleiadians are our parents, and humanity is the child. So the Syrians are the ones who seeded the Pleiadians. They helped them evolve. They helped them pass through all their cycles of war, poverty, suffering, and duality. So Pleiadians evolved and they became a galactic society. They got their technology, they got their defenses, and they became impenetrable to the dark. So the Pleiadians now wanted to assist humanity because they know that it's not easy, and an evolving race can be very susceptible to dark attacks and manipulation, which has happened a lot in our history, by the way. So they not only helped seed humanity, they galactic DNAs from 22 different species came together to form the human DNA and chromosome. So our species, the human species, was actually created by the Pleiadians, Lyrians, and many advanced races in a lab approximately 225,000 years ago. At that time, we were very galactic activated beings. We had our 12 strands activated, and we were walking on Earth as the Garden of Eden. So the story that of Adam and Eve that comes in the Bible is actually the story of creation of the first test tube baby, which was Adamu. So Adamu is Adam. Adam was created in a test tube by ETs. That's the biggest aha moment you'll have in your spiritual journey. I was mind blown.
And for those of you watching, because we're going in so many different directions, what our transmissions, as you guys know, they're literally transmissions. The field today seems very different because it feels like there's a lot of energy in the field. So always remember that these are transmissions. And when the Pleiadians work with you, you may feel ungrounded. You may feel like your vibration is suddenly going up. So you're feeling but don't worry about processing all of this information from your head.
Yeah.
Literally absorb it, because what happens is, even if you're not understanding 50% of it, all of these transmissions are going in your light body, and you're activating your galactic DNA just by listening and just by absorbing. We're literally giving you bits and pieces of your history, your galactic history. So allow all of these information to just come in as they are.
And the reason the Pleiadians are stressing our history is because uh, the dark ones, or the negative ETs who came to Earth to subdue humanity, they're the ones who disabled our DNA from 12 strands to 2 strands, and they're the ones who dissolved our history. Like currently in our society, the biggest weapon that has been used by the Cabal or the dark ones against humanity is been to detach us from our history. Because if we forget who we are, then we forget who we are going to become. There's no way for us to ascend if we don't know where we've been. To get to any point in the future, you need a reference. You need the present and the past. If you don't know your past, your present is just like a floating ball in space. It can go any direction. But when you have a past, you now link, oh, this is where we were in Atlantis. Okay, we lost this. Now, okay, now I know where I need to be in the future. So the fact that we were disconnected from history means that we were going in a karmic cycle, a karmic loop, and we were not evolving. We were not making any progress. That's why the Pleiadians came in, because the dark ones, they took control over our society by intermingling, interbreeding with us until we lowered our vibration. And eventually we came to the point where it became so dark and so dismal on Earth because of the wars, because of the suffering, that the entire continent of Atlantis sunk about 12,000 years ago. Atlantis sunk, and humanity went from a very galactic space age kind of race to cave dwelling species. And when we came out of the Holocaust, we literally had all of our memories wiped out. We were literally cave dwelling species, and then the Pleiadians had to come up with a plan to bring humanity back on the ascension timeline. So what they did was they planned. You want to talk about Jemanuel now?
I don't want to go into that in too much detail. I kind of want to go back to the Great Solar Flash, because there's so many different pieces of information coming.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
I'll wrap it up.
There's so many different
I'll
pieces
wrap it up
coming.
quickly, because
Yes.
this
No,
is
no,
very
no.
interesting information.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So after we became a cave dwelling species, the Pleiadians then came and revisited Earth. Isis, Ra, Thoth, all of these are Pleiadian beings, and they came with their knowledge, and that's why the Egyptian civilization rose out of the ashes. Suddenly, humanity went from agriculture and farming to like advanced like pyramids and mystery schools, and they even had electricity back then, which most people don't know. But then there was a backlash. Egypt also fell because the dark ones squashed everything, and it had a very short lifespan. So the next age of light was planned for now, for 2020. And for 2020 to occur, for this age of light that we're currently going through, for this to occur, Jesus had to be born and incarnated on Earth 2,000 years ago. So Jesus was actually a Pleiadian spiritual master by the name of Jemanuel. In the Pleiadian star system, he was known as Jemanuel, and he was a solar king. It means he had passed through all of the initiations of the solar ring and our solar system. He has passed through all the initiations of all the planets, which means he has become an embodied ascended master. So he decided to go back into density and help humanity ascend by sacrificing himself. He didn't have to take all those sacrifices, but that was kind of like the Pleiadians' parting gift to humanity. They planned the incarnation of Jesus. And with the incarnation of Jesus 2,000 years ago, what happened is his light body was so strong that it connected Earth directly to the 12th dimension. And just by him being present on Earth for 33 years, his energetic body and the light work that he did with his Essenes and other followers anchored the Christ consciousness dodecahedron on Earth. And that is a structural field. It's a 6-dimensional structural field around Earth. Because of that, we are able to ascend. it gives humanity the blueprint or the breadcrumb for the ascension. So this is how the Pleiadians were involved in our history, and they have a very important role in our ascension, and they're assisting us in a very powerful way.
Whew, I love where this is going, and let's see, where do we want to go next? Okay,
Solar
so there's
flash.
two things we want to talk about. Let's talk about the solar flash and also talk. They want the Pleiadians right now are being very clear that there's a 7 to 10 year time tops to master certain curriculum, and they want to speak to the front runners of the ascension. And what they mean by the front runners is you guys, people who are really actively working on your triggers, working on minimizing ego distractions, working on raising your vibration, getting activations, light body activations, whatever, like eating right, balancing your emotional body, balancing your mental body, investing in yourself, getting rid of all of your abundance blocks, taking care of your physical body. There is a certain curriculum. And now what they're saying is that 7 to 10 years, let's say if you know for a fact that you're going to reach compression point by then, what do you have to do from now until then? Before we go into that, what they were describing the great solar flash was, they said, first of all, awakened souls like all of us will drastically jump in vibration right after the solar flash. Literally, our vibration will just shoot up. It'll happen overnight. And at that point, we will become a vibrational match to first contact. So they're saying the visions they're showing us, guys, is that in 7 to 10 years, there's going to be open first contact. And it's not going to be something that's, oh my God, first contact reserved for a few people. It's any of us who have worked on our ascension enough, mastered the curriculum needed, will go up in vibration, up level in vibration, and we will then be we will be taken to ships where our galactic training will start. We're going to be taught how to merge back with a galactic society. We're going to be taught the ways of a galactic society. We're going to be taught, like, even galactic ships will come to Earth to basically heal all the harm done to Earth. The whole landscape will change. The extra mining, the chemtrails, the pollution, the oceans will be cleaned up. Literally, we and the galactics will be working together. And we're not talking lifetimes from now. We're talking 7 to 10 years. And that's why the Pleiadians are now saying, EldoRa and Siman, we're now going to start channeling the next phase of your work through you. We don't know if that's going to be a book. We don't know if that's going to be car activations like the one we're about to tell you about. We're actually hosting it on the 5th of May, which is 5/5, which is a huge portal. And we're then doing part 2 on 11/11. The 5/5 we're actually going to be doing from Sedona. It's a massive event. It's an extremely powerful event. The Pleiadians are going to be channeling through us. The Pleiadians are literally going to be working with your car light circuitry. Your car light circuitry is like this circuitry that runs through you. It's like a stream, like a river of light that runs through you and is lying dormant. It's actually running with tar, black tar-like substance, and it's running dormant. It hasn't been activated, like the fuse hasn't been activated yet. And what they're telling us is that everything they've done for us in the last 2 years has been the car light circuitry. That is what when you guys say, EldoRa and Siman, you're emanating, you're vibrating, you're radiating. That's what it is. It's this car light circuitry within us that has gone on, where we don't need that much food. We eat one meal a day. We don't really eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We just eat a late lunch. Everything's changed. We've become vegan. We weren't even vegan before. We don't even eat fish that much right now. So everything has changed as a result of this car light circuitry activation. And while I'm being very, very honest with you guys, what the Pleiadians are saying is that you're not ready for the car light body activation just yet. But what they're saying is, on 5/5, they're going to come in. It's actually a 6-hour event that we're doing. You can check out the details. Go to our website, www.eldoraandsiman.love. You'll see right on the homepage, there's a 5/5 event. It's a big event. It's going to be online. We're going to be doing it from Sedona. The Pleiadians are going to be facilitating an implant and entity removal. That's the first thing Isis did with that 2 years ago. She gave us an implant removal, and that's where all the sexual implants were removed. And that's when I feel like the Pleiadians will start working with some of you to give you guys all the clearings of your emotional baggage, your emotional trauma. We're actually being guided to also facilitate some emotional release, somatic breath work. Like, we're going to be doing a few things on 5/5. This is going to be a very interactive, fun event. And in the end, we're actually going to be taking you there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's going to be some neural pathway rewiring. They were repatterning. They were very clear on this. They also said there's some dolphin brain pattern, but now they're telling us it's not going to happen on 5/5. That's going to happen on 11/11. But why is all this happening? They're saying their agenda right now is to get us ready for the solar flash. And they're saying, just like right now, just think about it. Take a deep breath and just think about it. Let all cognitive dissonance leave. Let all ego stories leave. There's a whole bunch of light workers on planet Earth. And I ask you this today, how many light workers are actively working on their ascension? Actively, like with clear focus saying, oh my God, I know what crazy exciting times are like on planet Earth right now. I know exactly what I need to do to prepare, and I'm not wasting any time. The Pleiadians are right now talking to you guys, and every single one of you has a chance to get on that bandwagon. And all you have to do, that rocket ship, all you have to do is invest in your spirituality, invest in your vibration, invest in your ascension, invest in getting all the spiritual tools, knowledge, resources, and tips. Make your priority to live the life of balance. What I mean by balance is emotional mastery. Heal your childhood traumas, heal all of that. Because once that happens, your car light circuitry starts to come online. Your Markaba starts to come online. And we have courses, we have activations for everything. We've been doing this for a while. We are experts in all the offerings that we offer. We channel some of the highest frequencies that I have witnessed myself on planet Earth. And these are very powerful, but at the same time, they're multidimensional. So they're available for people from beginner to advanced spiritually, because what they're doing is directly working on your light body and giving you the activations that you need. So on 5/5, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of light circuitry washes, neural pathway rewiring, some emotional work, some somatic breathing, some tapping. Who knows what we're going to do? They always like to give us our curriculum at the last minute, but you're invited. Go and sign up. Anybody who's a NEMS member actually gets a discount. So go on your membership wall. NEMS students get a discount as a small gift to you guys. We love you all. And for everybody else, again, it's www.EldoRaSiman.love, and you can sign up for the 5/5 event then. So for the Great Solar Flash, what they also said was, right after the solar flash, your abilities will explode. And we want you guys, when I say we, I'm talking on behalf of the Pleiadians. We want you guys to be our helpers on the planet. We don't want you to waste these next 7 to 10 years. Right now, think of yourselves as the cutting edge of spirituality. Right now, you're sitting on the cutting edge. You are the leaders of tomorrow. You know, all the spiritual leaders up till now, most of them have been puppets of the cabal. All the ones that I know of, like the big ones who've got millions and millions and billions of followers, these big ones, I don't want to take names here, but they're all cabal puppets. So now we, the children of the light, are here to get back into our service to others mode. And this is the biggest message coming in for you guys. Don't think, oh, somebody else is a spiritual leader, somebody else is a guide. They want you to know that your soul contracts are activating. And it is directly proportional to the amount of work that you put in on your spiritual progress. Get the activations, get the alignments, get the attunements, activate your light body, activate your car light circuitry. Right after, if you've got to the point where by the Great Solar Flash, you're in this vibrational alignment to have all of these gifts, your gifts will basically skyrocket right after. Your vibration will jump. What else did they say? Your soul contract to help humanity will activate then. The Pleiadians help us, we help humanity, literally. Earth will move from a 3D to a 4D planet with 5D consciousness activated.
I want to talk about that.
Yes.
So one thing that will happen when we hit the solar flash, and this has been coming in strongly over the past couple of years, because the Galactics can never predict themselves when the solar flash will occur, but from time to time they prepare us so we know what to do when it actually occurs. So we, the light workers, are very privileged because we're some of the few people on planet Earth who are privy to this information. The fact that you can even comprehend these kind of concepts that we're talking about, like the solar flash, is because you've had some of your DNA strands activated already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. This wouldn't make sense to a 3D person who works at a gas station, no offense. But this is information for a specific kind of audience. That means you are already activated. And the fact that you're activated means you are the first wavers, which means you had a soul contract to assist humanity at this point. So what do you need to do to assist humanity? You assist yourself. You don't have to go to the streets and start helping people. You assist yourself. So your primary mission as a light worker is to activate the life of your highest joy and abundance. So I repeat, don't go out looking for people to heal and looking for suffering. There's enough of that going on in the world. Your primary, this is where we lose many light workers. Your primary mission on earth is to raise your vibration.
That's your only job.
Until humanity reaches compression breakthrough.
Yes.
What happens is that we're empaths. Most empaths, we start to think, how do we help others? And in that, we see so much misery, we see so much pain that we get thrown out of balance, and it lowers our vibration.
And we get locked in the karmic pattern of
Correct.
pain.
We're not helping others, we're not helping ourselves,
Yes.
and then we get locked in lower karmic timelines. So we're not saying be a cold hard ass and don't help anybody. When the time is right, you assist others. But your main focus is to get your own pillar of ascension straight. Unless you are empowered, unless you have activated your abundance, unless your physical body is doing well and you're in great shape, you cannot really help humanity unless you're doing well, right? So focus on yourself, focus on your well-being, and get yourself in a good financial place, in
Yes.
a place where your body is healthy, in a place where your life is in order. And then you'll be able to ride the wave of the immense changes that are coming to planet Earth in the next few years. The Pleiadians are telling us that things are going to start skyrocketing very quickly. It's like
quickly.
The snowball effect has already begun, and the snowball is now beginning to roll down the hill. If any fear arises, just let it go.
Yes.
Know that these changes are the times you lived for. These changes are the times you took on the soul contract to enjoy. This is a very historic time for humanity, where we're actually seeing the ascension of a whole planet. This is not something souls get to experience on a daily basis. This is something that happens once every millions of years. People ascend, but an entire planet to ascend is a huge deal.
And you know why? I just want to take a moment to say, do you know why Siman and I are saying this 20 different ways today? Because when downloads come, they're giving you the frequency. We have to decode that frequency and then give you the message. And I would be lying if I said, like, honestly, the only message that the Pleiadians want to get through is to every single one of you watching, is you are not the ordinary people that you think you are. You are not the lonely, lost, isolated light workers who don't really have true family, who get you, who don't ridicule you. All those ego stories that unfortunately surround you are simply a result of the veil that has been placed between you and the higher dimensions. And all the visions that we are being shown are ones of great rejoicing. Matrix is collapsing. Literally, what they're saying is the domino effect has started. As far like from 1987, the harmonic convergence, everything's just created such a domino effect that the cabal, the deep state, is being uprooted. All the underground mines, like all of the dumps have been cleared out. Literally, Earth has been cleared up. Earth is a sentient being, and she's ascending because of all the light workers who've incarnated and who are clearing up. And the message coming in is of, there's two worlds, there's two timelines that are happening right now. And the Pleiadians want to really, really get through to you. 333 people in the house, guys, such a sacred number. They want to get through to you that 2000 years ago, Jesus came in. He did his part as a Pleiadian. He's a 12th dimensional Pleiadian emissary of light. He did his part, and he created the Christ consciousness dodecahedron, and he left his blueprints. And now we, 2000 years later, just as we are marching into the age of Aquarius, we are here to do what Jesus, to finish what Jesus started. We are literally here to say, all right, we get it now. We get it now. We're going to work on our ascension. We're going to work on our soul's evolution. We're not human. We're not mere humans. We're not meant to suffer our entire life. There is so much celebration coming. It would be a waste. So I ask every single one of you. Now I understand why in the beginning they asked you to envision your higher selves. Now I'm getting it. Do you know why that is? They want you to remember that you are not the person that you will be in 7 years. Did you guys feel that? They want you to work towards the future you who is waiting, who is right here, who is attuning you, who is pulling you. And they're saying, don't get stuck in duality. Don't get stuck in the stories. Don't get stuck in the distractions of the dark. Don't get stuck in the blame games. Don't get stuck in the accusations. Don't get stuck on the triggers. Don't get stuck in your ego's very conniving ways. They're saying rise above duality, rise into peace, rise into the heart frequency, because that is where the magic is. And they're literally saying, you guys are the children of the light who are here to herald peace on planet Earth. You are here to help humanity. You are the leaders. You are the spiritual teachers. You are the guides. So they're saying, let go of all lack, blocks, abundance, poverty, all of that. Just let it all go and just focus on your healing. This is really the frequency coming in. And honestly, Siman, if you want to tell them, what do you see in 10 years? What is the landscape of Earth going to look like in 10
So
years?
yeah, that's a great point, because the next point that they wanted to channel is what will happen on Earth. That's the burning
Yes.
question. What do the Pleiadians see as a vision for what will unfold on Earth over the next few years? So like we said, this is the time we've been waiting for. The unfolding has begun. The matrix collapse has begun. It will take some time for this financial system to completely collapse and for humanity to switch over to a new system. In the meantime, there will be many false flags. So the Pleiadians are saying, look out for distraction events and do not fall for them. So if you actually look at the news of how many arrests have been taking place of notable politicians and celebrity figures, that list is like mind-boggling over the last couple of years. While what are we focused on? We're focused on the news. Nobody in the public is actually talking about the real news of the corruption and the underground stuff being cleaned up.
Right.
So much of this is currently taking place and is almost complete. But they're saying that since 2012, they're reminding us that Earth since 2012 has been completely running in a hologram.
Yes.
What that means is that the cycle of time of the age of Pisces ended in 2012 and humanity ascended. But the physical version of Earth has not caught up to that ascension timeline. So since 2012, all the drama, all the politics, all the world events are just an illusion that is being carried out by the light forces, by the Galactic Federation of Worlds. These forces are overseeing that galactic law is upheld, and those dark beings, those negative ETs that were influencing our politics and power struggles, have been removed from our space, from our solar system. However, the only remaining powers are the ones that are on Earth. And those are currently being allowed to remain in power. So the story plays out, but the Galactics are playing it like this. It's a 5D chess game.
Exactly.
They're raising the frequency of the planet to such a high degree that anything that is out of vibration and not in integrity is immediately revealed. So the game that is unfolding in front of our eyes is that these dark ones try to pull a trick to disillusion humanity. They try to create a false flag distraction event. They may allude to an alien negative ET takeover.
These are all distractions.
These are all distraction
events.
All
baits. They're all baits to throw you off your ascension path.
Yeah.
I really want you to focus on this, guys, because this is a very important frequency that we're imparting here. From this point on to the solar flash, let's say over the next decade, there will most likely be many false flags. There might be many distractions. The word that they're using is not even false flag. They're saying there will be maximum number of distractions to literally send you so many baits of the dark, but very cleverly disguised to trick you, to trick humanity. And they're saying, be aware of your ego stories. Be aware of distractions. Keep your focus on your spirituality, and in knowing that every single one of you is surrounded, is shrouded by white light, is shrouded by angelic light. And no matter what you are doing right now, if you're working as a $15 per hour, $10 per hour, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're working as an accountant or a lawyer or a healer or a shaman, whatever world you belong to, They're literally saying your world is about to change because Earth is changing. So 7 years from now, you're no longer going to be who you are today. And they want you all to start aligning to that version of you 7 years from now. So constantly in your spare time, in your solo time, start visioning that person, your higher self version, your future self version. You can see this person. We might even do a meditation or something to facilitate a sacred container to connect you with that person. But start tuning yourself, because right now everything is going to be about preparing for the solar flash. It's literally our curriculum. And once the solar flash happens, all your you know what literally they've shown us in the last few days, you're going to be on ships constantly learning this. There's going to be new curriculum on ships, and you're going to come back and teach humanity that literally Earth is going to be terraformed into a Garden of Eden. Everything is going to be different. There won't be any banks, there won't be any mortgages, there won't be any income tax. So they're saying right now, if you're just focused on debt and the matrix and the banks and this heavy density that you're feeling, that is all just an illusion. This is really as simple. It's a very simple message they're trying to impart here today, to focus, to get in alignment and avoid all distractions at any cost and raise your frequency above everything. Jesus came in, masters like Jesus, masters like Isis, masters like Ra, all the Egyptian masters of light who have come and helped us through the ages have all been Pleiadians, emissaries of light from higher dimensions who've come into planet Earth to work with humanity to get us prepared for this day. For this day. You know, after the great solar flash happens, they've said to us, all light workers will be given a choice. Do you guys want to stay on Earth? Or do you want to return to your home planets? Because your job is done. You just had to stay on Earth till this point. And most of us are going to say, we're not going anywhere. We're here for the celebration. We're here to see what we've done. We're here to enjoy the party. We're here to serve, but not serve in the most glorious way of our lives.
By enjoying.
So for some reason, this message is coming through very strongly, guys. It feels like many of you needed this transmission more than anything else.
And also, one of the prerequisites for the solar flash to happen is that all the corruption has to be displayed to humanity to see. So what we'll see unfold over the next couple of years is that the splitting of the timelines will become more and more visible. And the people who are awakening, and there's more and more people awakening. If you go on TikTok right now, it's going viral with videos about spirituality. Why is that? Because the younger generation, all they want to know is what's been hidden from us. What's the actual truth?
It's the masses are awakening.
This generation, by the next decade or so, will be the dominant generation on the planet.
Yes.
So within a decade, we'll have reached compression breakthrough. You will not be able to bullshit humanity anymore. You won't, these stories of falsehood won't fly. Anything that is they try to present as a false flag or distraction event will blow up in their face.
Yes, instant karma.
And it will happen more and more until we reach the point where humanity will finally get it, that they've been deceived. And everybody, that will be the point of the mass awakening. And the Pleiadians have said that at that time of the mass awakening, when humanity breaks out, what happens when humanity realizes that they've been lied to or deceived? They go into anger. They go into rage, because that's the repressed emotion that we dominantly hold on to. So at that time, light workers will become very, very important, because the whole world will be realizing all the corruption that's been taking place. Yet at the same time, we need to stabilize the timelines.
Right.
So light workers will then, the solar flash will occur just before any violence is allowed to erupt on Earth, because the Galactics do not allow violence on Earth anymore, because humanity has chosen the peace and freedom timeline. So they will trigger the solar flash at just the right time to diffuse the situation, to diffuse the violence energy. And it will create like a shockwave that will just disorient humanity and completely disconnect them from what's actually happening.
And you know, Siman, tell me what you think about this. But you know, even though we say 7 to 10 years, because listen, the Pleiadians, anytime these higher dimensional beings talk to us, they always stress never give humanity timelines. So we say 7 to 10 years, but based on how fast these messages are coming, let's not prepare that this is going to be 7 to 10 years from now. Let's say it's going to be 3 to 4 years from now, meaning there's no time to waste. And they've given us your curriculum, guys. The curriculum, Siman and I have actually been following this curriculum already for the past several years, but this is your curriculum on how to prepare for the solar flash. Physical body, they are definitely recommending a vegan diet, and vegan not so much because of all the laws here about all the cultural programming, but vegan diet only because fish is loaded with mercury, animal meat is loaded with toxins. So they're saying for your everything to activate within you, you need to detox. Detox is the name of the game. So they're saying 90 to 95% of the time eat vegan, so that way your system is not clogged up. Second thing, they said the 4 body balancing is utmost important. So that's why in the New Earth Mystery School, we're actually starting next Saturday. You're all invited. We're starting with the mental body. So we're going to have part 1, part 2. We're going to go deep into harmonizing and becoming a master of your mind. This is what the whole world wants to know. How do we master our mind? So we're going to start with the most exciting body, mental body, which is next Saturday. It's, I think, a 4-hour event, and the next part 2 will be next month. Then we'll be doing emotional body, spiritual body, physical body, and as well as activating your abundance. So if you guys, there's a few announcements. I want to recap all the announcements along with your curriculum. Number 1, the announcement is that the New Earth Mystery School, all of you are welcome. Go to EldoRaSiman.love. So www.EldoRaSiman.love. You pay $88 a month. You become a gold member of the Mystery School, and you pretty much get all the curriculum complimentary with lifetime access. Second announcement is another requirement for you to prepare for the solar flash is complete release of all limiting patterns. And this is something we're actually going to be doing on 5/5. The example they gave us is this. Let's say you were constantly caught lying when you were a child. No. Let's say you were shit scared of your dad. And because you were shit scared of your dad, you started lying because if you told the truth, you got into trouble. Now, this pattern gets lodged in one of your neural pathways. And they're saying these patterns cause the black tar that I told you about earlier in the video, which prevents your car light circuitry from coming online, prevents your eternal youth, your reverse aging. All of that is like a trigger. It's a domino effect. So they're saying, what are we going to do? So on 5/5, they're giving us this new technology. They called it the quantum transfiguration chamber, where we're actually going to be taking you to a chamber and identifying these neural blocks that cause you now to lie in your adult life. Or let's say just because your father would get mad at you for telling the truth. So you started lying as a coping mechanism, as a defense mechanism. And there's so many examples. Another example could be, let's say you had a really bad childhood and your mother neglected you. You felt neglect, you felt abandonment. Now you're a grown-up male or female, but you're so craving.
That's a great example.
You're craving love and acceptance so much that you're always seeking the wrong kind of relationships where you're not empowered, but you're getting abused narcissistically. Again, this is in your neural pathways. So what the Pleiadians are going to be doing on 5/5 at the event, we're going to be facilitating the healings, but the Pleiadians are going to be working directly on you guys through us. All the technology has been shown to us, and they're calling it the quantum transfiguration chamber, where we'll be working on your neural pathways to literally zap all of these. This is the first step. That's why they're calling it part 1, because November 11th of this year is part 2 of this activation. So all of you, this is a super powerful activation that we're doing on 5/5, and every single one of you is urged to join, and it will change your life completely. It will transform your life like it transformed ours. It will give you eternal energy. It will start helping you reverse age. It will start taking away all of your chronic pain, because pain is literally pay attention inward now, PAIN. It's what are you ignoring? Your emotional baggage, your emotional body. Somebody said something to you that really hurt you when you were 12 years old. Well, guess what? It's in there. It's hurting. And that needs to be released. So we're going to be doing some powerful work. What else is your training?
Your Ka light circuitry is actually your 6th-dimensional higher self merging with you. So I personally had my 6th-dimensional higher self merger recently. It was very powerful, and it happened because both EldoRa and I are being trained on activating our Ka light circuitry. So the next step of this work, what actually you're laying the groundwork for, is merging with your higher self.
Yes.
So this is not just preparing you for the solar flash. This is actually much bigger than that. This is activating your psychic senses to an extent that we cannot even describe right now.
It's becoming superhuman.
Merlin came the other day and he was describing his experience with his roommate, which we had never met. I'm just giving an example of our psychic abilities at this point because of this Ka light circuitry. So Merlin gave us just this short story about his roommate, and he was asking us for advice. We've never met his roommate, but because of the vibration of his words, we are able to, with our internal vision, create a complete character profile of his roommate and give him advice to her true character and personality of a person we've hardly ever met. And he's just told us about for 1 minute. So this is like third person psychic abilities.
It's not, you're right, it's not normal psychic abilities.
It's not even, yeah. So this is just one example of like millions of how our abilities are. We're able to decode information of something that may be happening across the planet, because we're fully getting connected to our galactic stargates. That's what the Ka light circuitry represents. It represents your connection, your body's connection to the galactic stargates.
Actually, let's pause on that. That is what they're saying is the most important. It's basically using your human body for what it has been designed to do. Once you declutter it, like I said, your curriculum, your diet and detox, your 4-body balancing, your limiting patterns, like getting rid of all of the neural pathways that are blocked, all of the inner child healing that still remains. When all of this happens, literally they're saying you're going to start accessing Stargate portals through your physical body. And Siman and I have already been doing a lot of this. In the last 2 years, our lives have completely changed. And this is what you are being offered right now. And they're asking you to take all of this seriously, because not just seriously, but with a lot of gratitude. Because think about it, these beautiful beings of light are coming in, giving us these frequencies, and they understand that we have limited attention, we have limited focus. So they're giving us these downloads in different ways, saying, guys, please pay attention. We love you. We're not like your earth families who will ridicule you. Many of you, we're not like your earth families who will ridicule you, judge you, shame you. No matter what you do, no matter what you choose, we will always support you and help you get to the next level. So just allow us to help you get to the next level of your higher self. Next curriculum, yoga, movement, breath work, qigong, anything that you can do to keep your auric maintenance.
And spinal work.
We teach a lot about this in our YouTube channel. We talk about it in our Instagram channel. By the way, if any of you, our Instagram is going viral, guys. Merlin the other day worked on one of our reels, and it's like at 85,000 views. It got a whole bunch of 2,000 new people in our Instagram. So I feel like we're really riding the momentum. We feel like this explosive energy around us. So they're saying do a lot of auric maintenance. Yoga is essential. Stretching is essential. Movement is essential. So if you're somebody who's a homebody, get out and move, get lymph massages. In fact, massages are coming in highly recommended. They're recommending getting at least 1 2-hour deep tissue massage every single month. And why is that? Because all of this high frequency stuff is getting stuck in your tissues, in your glands, in your lymph system, in your all of these toxins that we've been eating like crap. Where do you think all these toxins are going? They're getting stuck. And then on top of that, if you don't move, they're getting stuck in your lymph system. All the work that the Pleiadians have done with us are feminine in nature. Like everything that I'm saying to you, this frequency of feminine, it's all yin, it's not yang. So yoga, movement, breath work, qigong.
And the reason that body is so important, because some spiritual disciplines operate in the higher realms. They just teach you how to connect with the angelic frequencies. But the Pleiadian philosophy to spirituality is to become fully embodied. And in order to become embodied, what does that really mean? It means to bring your spirit into your body and to fully own your lower chakras, your root chakra, your sacral, owning your feelings, owning your body, owning your pain,
owning your power,
discomfort. Yeah, first all the pain and discomfort has to leave your body. First all the dysfunctional neural pathways have to be corrected. First all of your bad habits have to be released, and then your higher self embodies within you. So on 5-5, the kind of work we'll be doing is not just sitting and meditating. We're going to be moving, we're going to be tapping, we're going to be doing spinal work, we're going to be doing specific sets of Pleiadian movements to prepare our body for the Ka light activations. So it's all about being embodied, and it's very exciting And this is also this kind of work, these kind of recommendations about movement are going to help prepare your body for the solar flash. Because remember, we mentioned that rainbow energy coming towards you. When that rainbow energy comes, that is the solar flash, and it's going to pass through your body. And all of your particles of your body are going to be infused with this 12th dimensional rainbow frequency. And it's going to upshift the vibration of every single one of your 200 trillion cells. And you're going to be vibrating higher. You're going to be feeling more activated. Your connection with your guides and higher self will come on. And because of this, because of the preparation that you're doing now until that point of the solar flash,
Yes.
you will be able to not go into fear, and you will know why you are the chosen one, why you are chosen for that moment to assist humanity.
Yes.
And suddenly your faculties will come online, and other people who are in the negative range, who still who were caught unaware about the solar flash and still have a lot of negative karma
Who are
to
still
deal
in their
with,
narcissistic behaviors,
Yeah.
they will literally see
they'll,
you
they'll
skyrocket.
actually find it very difficult to pass through the solar flash. For them, a lot of their shit will come up.
Yes.
For them, a lot of they'll go instantly into fear. And so we'll go back into the recommendations, but all of this is going to help you not go into fear.
Yes. So they also gave us, guys, the 7 solar ring karmic patterns. We are not going to go into detail. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to start posting a lot more information there as well, like shorter videos. Our Instagram is EldoRa Siman. So the handle is EldoRa Siman. We're also on TikTok. We're going to start, our guides are actually telling us to be more active on TikTok, because that's where you can speak freely, where there's no like banning and all of that stuff. So follow us on Instagram. But they gave us 7 basically solar ring karmic patterns, and this is all your curriculum. We're just giving it to you on a broad spectrum, but we're going to go deep. Siman and I, basically the two of us, we have a soul contract between the two of us. We both have studied under Isis. We both are high initiates in the order of Melchizedek, as well as the Sisterhood of the Rose. We're both shamans. We both embody the certain Christ consciousness frequency that's even needed to access certain higher realms and certain frequencies that we work with. So we truly feel like we don't identify with a certain star system. Like, even though we say we have the Syrian in us, we have Pleiadian in us, we associate more with Christ consciousness. That's what
Correct.
we are. We are here to teach about,
we're
here to,
solar beings.
we are solar beings. Literally, we're the house of Ra. That's, many of you guys know our company. So the 7 initiations, and we're going to teach all of this. So between us, we have all the keys. We've been shown between us, we are literally a different unit. We're a different energy that can teach you everything that is here with a divine mission to basically help humanity get back home.
In other words, we embody the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects of the mystery school of the Order of Melchizedek Rose. So EldoRa's activations deliver the Isis energy, and my energy delivers the Metatronic Melchizedek energy. So it's the complete union of the divine masculine and feminine teachings that bring you the whole picture. And our keys combined pretty much encapsulate or outline all the steps of ascension.
And that's why nowadays, guys, honestly, our lives are so freaking busy. All we're doing is downloading curriculum and starting to translate it into curriculum for the mystery school, for all these activations. It's like back to back. And 7/7 this year, 7/7/7 is a big one. Is it this year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. 7/7/7 portal this year is huge. We're doing a 2-day Markaba activation part 2. We're not even going to talk about that, but all these activations are coming in because we are on time. Like right now, we're like, okay, let's go. So these are the 7 patterns that
every problem on earth that exists is rooted in one of these 7 karmic patterns.
And every problem on earth. Say that again.
So the Pleiadians tell us that every single problem on earth is rooted in one of these 7 karmic patterns. And these are known as the 7 solar ring karmic initiations that humanity has to pass through and master in order to ascend. And when we master all of these 7 areas, that's when we gain merger with our higher self, and we get access to higher spiritual power and connection with source. So these 7 patterns are lust, laziness, gluttony, pride, anger, envy, and greed. So all of us can relate at some level. I can relate to like pretty much everything on the list.
You have to overcome all of these to get to a point where all your circuitry can fully activate in a nutshell. And we're not going to go into that here, but we just wanted to give you a high level of that. What is the next step? Ego awareness to gain spiritual power. Ego, literally, awareness of your ego is what's going to give you your spiritual power. What does that mean? I'll give you an example. The other day, I was literally sitting, 2 days ago, I was thinking, oh my God, like right now, what do I want to do? The inner diva in me, the inner girl in me, the little girl in me wants to go out and just play and make Instagram videos and look pretty and just, like go on a solo date in the sun and make 5-6 Instagram videos and all kinds of cute little things and create
I find that side of you very
affirmations,
cute, by the way.
create meditations, create light language activations, all of this. But my divine service right now, what's required of me right now is to teach mental body at New Earth Mystery School, is to fulfill the commitments I've already signed up for. So right now I feel like a tear between, oh, my inner girl wants to do all of this, like just, play around on Instagram, do more Instagram lives, go and, like just dance with you guys. And then I'm being asked to be more like that person who's doing all these mystery school slides, emotional body, mental body, preparing these activations. So there was a little bit of a conflict in me. And I said, shit, I'm not used to feeling this. And many of you can relate. Your soul wants something, your ego wants something, but how do you tell which is soul and which is ego? I'll tell you. The ego will always try to give you distractions to feed your inner need to do something. So for me, it's like, oh, I just want to go and do this on Instagram. And it just feels like this diva need, this need to do these cute little things that don't really have a bigger purpose. In my case, it is actually a fact that doing so much more on Instagram is not the bigger purpose. And why? Because the guides are saying, we want to literally channel all of this curriculum through you. So if you don't want to do this, let us know, but you can do this and this because you're going to go off balance. So I said, absolutely, I am 100% aligning to my soul. I'm 100% aligning to my highest mission, my highest service. So when you have two, like your one side of you says, hey, go and do all of these things. But then the other part of you says, okay, your soul is asking you to do so much more. Your soul is asking you to serve. Your soul is asking you to teach people everything that you know. So this ego awareness, Siman and I have a very high level. We're masters of the ego. Nobody is a master of the ego. I actually can't even say that we are masters of the ego. Nobody on planet Earth is a master of the ego. But we are masters of the ego who have mastered a great deal of our ego. That's a better way to say it. And we watch our ego like a hawk. So this is also very important. Watching your ego in order to gain spiritual power. Spiritual powers will not be given to you if you have your ego harmonization still pending. Okay. What else? Activating your 60K light body will literally make everything in your lives easier. Everything. So one of the curriculums is to start activating your 60 light body. One more thing they said is all light workers are going to get very busy very soon. You guys are going to get very busy very soon. This is another major transmission that came in. So if you're like bored and not doing anything right now, that's all going to change. You guys are going to get very busy. We all have huge roles to play in the upcoming years. And also they're saying right now, the division between the light and the dark is at the maximum in light workers. Light workers are turning on each other. Light workers are turning on each other right now. And why is that? Because the intensity of the energy from the great solars, it's getting intense. So those light workers who've still not harmonized their ego, who are still in blame and projection, and she said this and he said this, and they are actually getting caught in downward descending spirals, and they're actually losing out their own chance. They're missing out on their own chance of ascension. This is coming in very, very strong, guys. Right now, it's happening in front of our very eyes. There are light workers that are literally going cuckoo because they cannot handle the intensity. And instead of catching themselves, they are actually
instead
becoming
of taking ownership, they're projecting on others and
agents of the dark,
bringing themselves out of the ascension timelines. And it's very important. The guides are constantly reminding us, do not get caught up in the stories. Do not get caught up in your ego stories. Just focus on your highest vibration. And that's what's going to keep you anchored into the timeline of stability as the rest of Earth goes into chaos.
Okay, I think there's a lot of notes here, but I think the Pleiadians are going to continue to channel through us. We'll keep giving you little pieces, bite-sized pieces. But
Oh, one very
yes,
exciting news that I wanted to mention from the Pleiadians is that they expect first contact with humanity within this decade.
we already said that.
No,
Hello.
no, what was new? Did we say that?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Maybe I
We
was
said
sleeping.
that. It's okay. We
I just
said
got
that.
excited. I just want to meet them, you know.
I know. You know, guys, 2 days ago, Siman was lying in bed. No, was it this morning or yesterday? It was yesterday or this morning. And he had this grim look. Siman is never grim. And he said, I was feeling this feeling of of not having my soul family on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And you know what the Pleiadians said? They said when we take a pulse, they came in very strongly because they've been around us constantly these days. They're attuning us to all these frequencies. We're going to now start imparting through our activations through you. But they said, you know, when we take a pulse of the Lightworker Collective, the number one frequency that we see is all of you guys are, even though you're not consciously aware of it, you're all feeling so lonely. You're all feeling so isolated. Even though you're being strong and you're saying, I am here to serve, and you're doing all of that, you're feeling so alone. And they said, Siman, this is why all of these frequencies and downloads are coming through, that this is not going to be long. You know what they said? They said, when the solar flash happens, what do you think is going to happen? When you make first contact, what do you think is going to be happen? It's not going to be like, oh, we made first contact with some weird looking ETs who come out of spaceships. They're saying, dear human beings, dear light workers, do you guys even realize that you guys are going to meet us? You guys are going to meet your galactic families. You're going to meet your soul, your real soul families,
And
who know you, who've been with you all the time. And guess what? You may not remember them now. As soon as the flash happens, it'll be all the veils will be lifted. You'll be like,
yeah.
There'll be crying, there'll be celebrations, there'll be reunions with your real families. And they say, beloved children of the light, don't feel despair. This separation is not going to last very long. We can see from the other side of the veil. We are celebrating where you are right now. Just hang in there, literally hang in there, and you will be reunited with us very soon. And those times are beyond glorious.
And many of us don't even realize it, but we are the Pleiadian souls that came here 200,000 years ago. We started incarnating with humanity. So many Pleiadian souls are walking amongst us. We're Syrians, like my light body is from Sirius, but there are many star seeds from all over the galaxy incarnated on Earth. And a huge chunk of them is the Pleiadians because they're our most closest cousins on Earth. So a huge chunk of the Lightworker population is from the Pleiades. So if you feel excited about this topic, it means that's your soul family. If you feel an excitement or a thump in your heart when you hear about the Pleiadians, that means there's a connection there for you to explore. And when you reach the compression breakthrough, many of our ancient galactic memories will come back and we'll instantly remember who our true galactic soul families are. And that reuniting with those soul families will be a very momentous occasion.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for all your hearts, your beautiful energy. We love you guys so much. And just stay pure and true to who you are. Avoid distraction. And guys, we are in for the ride of our lives. So many hearts. We'll see many of you tomorrow. So tomorrow we're having a NEMS event as well. We're actually going to be doing an Ascension Q&A support where we're taking all your questions and doing a rapid fire. We're going to be going rapid fire style and answering a whole bunch of your questions.
We don't take the straight questions. We always take the curveball questions, the kind of stuff we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. That's what we answer.
Guys, NEMS is a party. So if you're not already there, just come and join us. EldoRa and Siman.love. You can get a gold or a silver membership. And we basically have events every month. And we start our events dancing. And we're having the time of our lives. We have about 600 light workers as part of our mystery school.
And we're ascending very fast. Our mystery school is on point.
Exactly. We're not fucking around, y'all. I love you guys so much. Share this video. Please share. And we love you. We'll see you soon.
Bye,
Thank you for
everyone.
listening. Bye, everybody.